I don't know what it is, bro, but it feels illegal to talk to people in public right now. And I really did not catch myself with this whole idea that it's almost rude to talk to people until kind of recently. Like, I moved to a new city about a year ago, and my mom was out here visiting me a couple weeks ago. And I noticed something almost immediately. And that's that she's way more comfortable chatting people up than I am. And it's low key embarrassing, bro. Like, when your mom's around you doing that and just chatting whoever up, it's embarrassing. But I'm actually sitting here now thinking, like, you know what? Maybe I was actually the weird one. So we went to go see this play she really wanted to go to. And afterwards, we were walking back through this giant parking garage and we were getting lost, and everyone was trying to leave. The cars are pulling out. Nobody knows where they're going. And I could not find my car for shit. Like, it was just complete chaos, war zone. Like, I was getting annoyed, I was getting tired, I was just over it, and she kept being like, well, let's just ask somebody. Let's ask one of these people. Let's see if anybody knows where the section is. And I was adamant. And I was like, no, 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 no. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. And I remember thinking afterward, like, why was I so against just asking somebody for a simple question? Like, what was I protecting there? My pride, my little bubble, or my little illusion that I can do everything myself and I don't need anything from everybody? And I think that's when it really started to hit me that there's really a difference between generations here. Because my mom's generation is way more willing to ask something, say something, talk to somebody, make a little comment, have a little interaction, and just move on with their life. In my generation, or at least me and a lot of the people I'm around, are kind of wired the opposite way. We all have this weird unspoken rule that you never really should talk to people in public. Because when you look around today, everyone's got their headphones in, everyone's on their phone, everyone's doing their own little thing in their own little world. And I think we've all kind of agreed without ever saying it out loud that the respectful thing to do here is leave everybody alone. And I get that to a point, because honestly, not that long ago, I kind of hated when people talk to me in public too. If somebody came up to me and wanted to say something random, I'd be like, bro, what do you want? I'm not really proud of that to say, but that was kind of my mindset. I just was laser focused, headphones in, trying to do what I'm trying to do. And I think I just wanted to be left alone. I wanted to be in my own little bubble. I wanted to get where I was going. I wanted to do what I was going to do, go back home and not really have to with anybody unless I really had to. But now that I've been trying to get out more and just be in the world more and not sit at home all the time, I realize how weird that is. Because if nobody ever talks to anybody, then yeah, no shit, everybody's lonely and everybody's stuck at home and in their own little bubble and wondering why connection's at an all-time low, even though we've been more connected than ever. Because one thing I've really noticed is that as I'm trying to be more open and talking to people, all I ever really see go up to strangers are either like drunk people, total weirdos, some tweaker on the side of the street, or old people who just have no fear anymore because they're gonna die soon. And like, that's it. Like, that's really the sample size of the people that I see out here talking to randos. Like, the other day I was just sitting at the park, just trying to get some sunlight, clear my head, be outside, whatever. And this old dude comes up to me and starts telling me about his wife dying. And he's like, yeah, man, 16 good years, and she passed. And I'm just like, dude, what is happening right now? Who is this guy? Why am I in this conversation? He had all these like bandages on and he was limping around, and I think he looked way older than he probably was. And I'm just sitting here like, thanks for dropping this on me, man. Like, I'll take this info and I don't know what to do with it. And that's kind of what made me realize why talking to people in public just feels so weird now. Because the only people that really seem to do it these days are like these weirdo ass, nothing to lose people that kind of trauma dump on you, give you way more info than you really signed up for. So a lot of people in my generation, the only experiences we have of talking to people in public like that are just bad experiences. Like, bro, I'm so dead ass about this. The only time I've ever really been approached in public these days is some crackhead asking me for money. There's some guy who's way too drunk at a bar, just like sloppy, like I love everybody. That old guy trauma dumping on me. So I think naturally all our brains just start associating public interactions with that energy. Like, oh, if I go talk to someone, I'm becoming one of those weird people. I'm becoming the weirdo and I'm making people uncomfortable and I'm bothering them. And I think that's why it almost feels illegal to talk to people in public now. Like, not actually illegal, obviously, but socially, it kind of does. Like, I get in an elevator in my apartment building now, and it's just dead silent. Nobody says anything. Nobody even really does the bare minimum anymore, it feels like. It's not even that people need to have a full-on conversation with me or anything, but it feels like even if I say, like, have a good one, or what's up, or nice dog, or whatever it is, everybody just kind of freezes up and stares straight ahead like they're in a hostage situation. Like, I feel like there's very few people that I've actually had pleasant interactions with, and I totally get them though, because I really used to be one of those people. I used to hate going out and being in the world. I only wanted to talk to people I already knew. And if I was sober, I did not want to have random interactions. If I was out at the bar drunk somewhere, it was kind of different because that environment gives you permission almost. In those environments, people expect more randomness. People expect to get approached. It's loud, it's chaotic. Everybody's a little bit more open, or at least pretending to be. But in normal life, at the park, in the elevator, at the grocery store, whatever, it feels like everybody's got this unspoken agreement with each other that we're not going to talk to each other. And I think that's kind of sad in a sense because I've been trying this little side quest lately. Like, all right, I'm out and about. I feel like saying something to somebody, I'm going to say it. Not because I need their number or I'm trying to be the Riz Master, Mr. Social, but I want to gain XP points in life. I kind of see it as a game a little bit because I just want to be a normal functioning human being that's like good at talking to people and confident in social situations, because I really felt like in the school setting, that was something I was really good at. Even like new kids I'd see on campus and everything, it felt different. And now that I'm an adult, it just feels like nobody really wants to talk to each other. And what I noticed at the park the other day was really interesting. I got another interaction for you guys. There was one where I didn't really have time to think, and a girl was taking pictures of these dolphins, and I said hi and like made a quick little comment about the dolphins and her taking pictures and whatever. It was nothing crazy, and it was easy because I didn't have time to build a whole like little mental story around it. But then there was another girl sitting next to me with a puppy, and I felt like she was totally looking over at me a ton. Like, it almost looked like this look of like, please come talk to me. Or at least that's what I was building up in my head. And because I did that, I didn't do it. And it wasn't because I couldn't or because she was scary or anything. It was because I just had too much time to think, and I let this whole story get built up in my head. And when I had too much time to think, my brain just does what it does. But then before I know it, like, the whole moment is gone. And she gets up and walks away, and I'm just kind of sitting there like by myself. Like, there was an opportunity there, just a small one, to just go say hi to somebody. Like, you never know what could have really come from it. And I think that's where a lot of the regret and kind of pain comes from. And I really think that's the whole issue right there. It's not that talking to people is rude. It's just we've now trained ourselves to think it is. We've trained ourselves to believe that everybody wants to be left alone all the time, and that if you interrupt that, you're doing something wrong. Even though I built this whole story up in my head of like she wanted me to talk to her, my brain was telling me, oh, that's rude. She probably doesn't. Like, you're just making this whole story up and whatever. But I don't really know what's true anymore. I feel like most people are just probably waiting again for somebody normal to come up and say something to them. Like, not a weirdo, not a drunk guy, not somebody trying to way too hard, just a normal person to be like, hey, what's up? And I really think that's it. And I think the reason this matters to me so much right now is because I've spent so much time just sitting in my apartment, bro, just crib maxing and real maxing, sitting on my computer and just thinking about life and watching people live their lives instead of actually living a life of my own. And once you start actually going outside and being in public and seeing how many people are around you all the time, you realize how many little moments there are where something could happen. Not even some crazy little movie moment or whatever, just a conversation. Just being a person in the world, just not being so shut off all the time. And I'm not saying I've cracked the code on this because clearly I still freeze up, I still overthink, and I miss my moments. But I do think I'm waking up to something that I was really blind to for a long time, which is that if you want to live a life that feels more alive and you want to meet new people and you want things to happen, You cannot act like every stranger is off limits. And I think my generation really struggles with that because we've all got this comfort, all this convenience, all this screen time, all this leave me alone type energy. And I think we mistake that for peace and independence or respect or whatever it is. But a lot of time it's really just isolation in disguise. So yeah, I don't really know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think it should feel this weird to talk to people. I don't think it should feel this rude to just be normal and be a human and say something to somebody. And I'm trying to break out of that myself because I really don't want to look back one day when I'm that old weird guy in the park and realize I spent years of my life acting like the world was more closed off than it actually was. So from this point on, if I see somebody and I want to say hi, I'm just going to do it. Not to make it a whole thing, not to make it weird, to just overcome that giant overthought moment and just be a person. Because I really think that's what a lot of us forgot how to do. But that's all I got for you guys today. And here's the beat I was cooking up in the background.